Hey y'all, I'm Gabrielle Reyes. I'm also known as the singing vegan chef. I love to collaborate.
I didn't even know you sang.
I know, isn't that crazy? I love to sing. Now Tori knows I sing too much. Yeah. Tori be like, can you stop? Yes, but I love to sing. I love to fuse together Caribbean food and music to help people know that you can eat colorful, you can eat flavorful, you can eat fun.
Sunni Speaks Vegan on Instagram. I'm known for my smack and oxtail, which are available for nationwide shipping. And I also am a vegan meat master. I make pork bellies, I make ribs, I make all sorts of fun things. But my main thing is showing people that they don't have to give up their history, culture, or tradition to be vegan. So that's why I came out with the oxtail.
My name is John Lewis, also go as the Badass Vegan. I'm a documentary film director and producer, book author, and have a new product coming out where I am introducing plant-based meat replacements direct to consumer. Really excited about it. It's gonna be called Badass Butcher Shop.
Everybody, I'm Torre Washington. I've been vegan since '98, and I pretty much am in the fitness industry, and I compete as an IFBB pro in men's physique. I also coach celebrities and multi-billionaires and things like that in this space down here in Miami. And I've been doing it for about 14 years now.
I'm Ella Majors. I am a holistic fitness coach, podcast host, speaker, founder of the brand Sexy Fit Vegan. I'm all about helping also people build a really mindful and healthy relationship with food and their bodies, break free from diet culture, eat intuitively.
Well, let's dig in, y'all. Do y'all normally eat out or y'all make your own food?
Both.
Depends on the day of the week.
Yeah.
Depends on the city I'm in.
What's y'all's like go-to quick, like you have no time?
One of my go-tos right now is one of the products I have with the Badass Butcher Shop, but I make like a melted taco. Yeah.
I love a quesadilla.
Yeah.
I love a quesadilla.
Yeah.
Catch me
That's
outside.
my thing. I still love my vegan cheese. Luckily, it has developed over the years.
My go-to is probably like a quesadilla too. Yeah, like quick beans.
Yeah.
Bro, the beans are already cooked. We got
Air fryer
flour.
is our best friend.
But you know what I started doing? With the beans, I'll just throw on a little chili seasoning. I don't got no time to season nothing, but I'll throw over a little chili.
Oh, there's
seasoning
always
on
time to
beans.
season. I need some type of somebody's bowl, so I have to have like some type of salad, fresh veggie situation, some type of carbs so that I'm not hungry.
I do that for people that I have these build a meal templates. So it'll be like build a salad, build a loaded baked potato, build a burrito, and make it like here you have your base, and then you add these things, and it makes it so you don't have to meal plan. You just throw the shit together.
The main dressing that I use, a lot of people hated on me for this, but you know how Caribbean islands, we all have our own green seasoning. So I'll take like a tablespoon of Haitian epis and put it in a cup of vegan mayo and mix it up, and it's great dressing.
You know what's so freak though? I do that with jerk.
Mine is probably already prepared, so I just have tofu, Japanese sweet potato, some veggies, and that's it.
Okay.
I feel so bad growing up in the Midwest because y'all, there's certain ingredients y'all mentioned, and I'm like, I ain't never had avocado, guacamole. I never had a real mango till I moved to Miami. All I had was mango candy.
What? Wow.
Yes, and so when I had my first mango, I was so mad because it tasted so good. And I was like, and I thought the mango candy tasted good, but I had the mango, and I was like, yo.
Well, I'm curious, what was y'all's light bulb moment that made you be like, oh wait, I'm never gonna consume animals again? What was that experience for you?
For me, it was my mom getting sick. And my mom had a colon cancer. So for me, I remember talking to the doctors, I'm like, how did this happen? And the doctor's like, too much fried, fatty animal foods and this and that. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not a hereditary thing? He was like, no, this is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle disease. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I had already gone vegetarian, but the more I kept reading, and it wasn't vegan websites, it was just websites talking about the dangers of animal protein. So I always find it interesting when people say, if a person doesn't go vegan for the animals, they'll never stay. I'm like, no, I didn't go for the animals, but as I was in it longer, I learned more and more about the bigger spectrum. Yeah. So I think it just carried on. Like I didn't plan on it growing into what it is, but I'm glad I hate that it happened to happen to my mom, but I'm fortunate that it did happen and I learned
So
from it.
interesting. It sounds like we have a lot in common because I also did not go vegan for the animals, but now I'm extremely passionate about honoring life, all life, human life, animal life, life on this earth, you know.
You know what? I think that also is like people that have been through struggle understand the struggle of the animals. And I think that's part of it. It's like once, even though we didn't go for the animals, it's like, wait a minute, they struggling like that too?
I'm the same way. I went for my health, but then I think it's okay to change your mind as you acquire more knowledge, because I did it for my health purposes, but then as I got more information, it came from like a compassionate side of like, you know, this is just not right. I don't want to be a part of it.
When I went vegan, well, I was 15. It was 1995. Oh, wow. But I stopped eating animals when I was 7, so that was 1987. So, I mean, nobody...
You look amazing. Let's just...
But nobody, you know, I didn't know any other vegans for years. But thanks to PETA, by the time I got to be 10 years old, and this was back before really the internet, right? So I had to like, I don't even know how I got in touch with these organizations that sent me pamphlets, and I started learning and I started talking to people. And back then I thought, well, surely if just people knew what was going on behind the closed doors of factory farms, they were gonna go vegan just like me. Like that was my mindset. So I was like, I was so, you know, wanting to be an inspiration, but I just wanted to share the knowledge, and there was a lot of resistance.
Can I ask what happened? Like 5 years old is kind of like, what did your parents say?
Yeah. So I actually remember the day I got in the car after school and we learned about Daniel Boone in school. Y'all knew Daniel Boone?
No, tell us. I want to know because I'm very curious.
So he's one of our first American folk heroes. And he's like this wilderness guy, and he had a raccoon hat and he had his shotgun. And I got in the car and I told my mom, I said, you know, we learned about this Daniel Boone guy and he was so mean. Like he was supposed to be a hero, but Mom, he shot animals and he ate them, you know? And my mom like looked at me and she goes, well, you know, we're just really fortunate. We get to go to the grocery store to buy our meat. And it was literally at that moment that I like connected the chicken on my plate with like a chicken. I was like, wait a minute, that's actually a chicken? And I looked at my mom right then and there and I said, Mom, I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Wow. And she was just like full
And
force?
she was like, no, she's like, whatever, it'll be a phase.
It's a phase.
Yeah, it's gonna be a phase. Do y'all have the phase?
Raise your hand, if your parents think you went through a phase, because my parents definitely were like,
No,
that's not gonna last.
mine raised me vegetarian, so
nice.
I didn't have to deal with all of that. It was
That's
just
a
more like
blessing.
watching out and taking care of me when I was out with other family members, making sure that they didn't try to give us things that we shouldn't be eating, you know. So once she educated them, they would, you know, want to sneak us candy and things like that, but they knew not to feed us anything that was animal because my mom's gonna make sure to take care of us for it.
Your mom's vegetarian?
It was vegetarian or vegan
She
back
was,
then?
Back then it was just vegetarian.
Just vegetarian.
And vegan was a term I never even heard of.
Right.
You know, so it was not like, you know, being Seventh-day Adventists, you know, we just basically ate out of nature. And so a lot of times the Seventh-day Adventists create these different Loma Linda, all these different products. The only thing that was in them was egg whites, you know, so that's why we say vegetarian. But we basically stuck to all plants, all fruits, and products that were manufactured with plants and fruits, and then possibly egg whites for like a binder. Vegan only came up because someone tried to make a statement that my boots were not vegan, and I didn't understand the whole concept because, you know, Black folks, we don't really care about what we wear as far as what it come from. We just wanted to look good. But I was doing the eating part of it, and then she's like, oh, are your boots vegan? I was like, vegan? What are you talking about? I'm not eating my boots. Because it's Timberlands, you know. Back in the day, you know, everybody rocking Timberlands. So.
Of course they were.
So yeah, but now, you know, learning more. But still that vegan term is a little bit uneasy with me, but.
I'm curious, is there anything y'all would say to like your pre-vegan self?
Oh, I definitely would say, as someone who's the only vegan in my family, your family is a celebration, not the food. I felt when I first went Thanksgiving, just any Sunday dinner, I always felt very like isolated. And, you know, obviously once I went vegan, I started bringing my own food and stuff to the celebration because I just got tired of being like, did y'all put butter in this? Does this have chicken broth, blah, blah, blah. So I just started bringing my own stuff. And I felt like I wasn't really a part of the family dinner, even though we were eating as a family. But just to remind myself, like, I'm here I can still hang out with my cousins. We can still like go shot for shots. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not. We can still play spades. We can do all of that. And I just have my own food. They eat their food. And I would tell myself, my pre-vegan self that.
I definitely would say, like, it's okay to learn. It's okay to not have all the information right now. You know, I'm learning new things I'm just in my mushroom era right now. So now I'm learning about how to transform mushrooms into like
I was
meaty.
thinking magical mushrooms.
Yes, magical mushrooms, yes.
Those are also vegan.
But, you know, and that's a whole new thing that I'm learning 14 years after deciding to go vegan. When I first went vegan, man, I was eating trail mix and that's it. Like literally just trail mix. And I was like, okay, I guess that's all we got.
You was getting your omegas.
Yeah, I was getting something.
I feel like everybody has their thing. Like my first year, it was smoothies, oatmeal, and rice and like I wore rice and beans out. It just
I still do.
I mean, I don't mind it, but I think it's different when you just feel like that's all you can eat. It was smoothies or oatmeals for breakfast, and then it was just rice and beans. Like I had every kind of bean, every kind of way that you can think of, and so like I knew after that, like even to this day, you will be hard pressed to find me eat oatmeal. I
don't really eat oatmeal much either.
I can't. It's just a flashback. It's a bad memory. I don't want to go to that place.
But I think that goes along with too, like when people say, "Oh man, it costs too much to be vegan." It's like, no, if you eating rice and beans and oatmeal and you still getting all your nutrients, it's just we're so spoiled in this country that we think we got to eat 85 different recipes every day.
But most people don't even do that.
Most people don't
They don't do that. Also, they just because they're eating the same thing every day. And
They're
for
eating,
me,
you know, chicken
my
and
pre, I wouldn't say anything because basically the way I started out, the way I'm still going, and I could eat the same thing almost every day, and people they're like, that's all you eat? But yeah. But then you go to their lifestyle, they're eating pretty much the same thing all the time as well. But it's just in a different format. It's coming from the animal, whereas mine's coming from plants and fruits. And literally, it built this superior genetic physique that I have to this day. And so I'm not gonna change anything.
Please keep your shirt on, Tori. Just children might watch this.
What about you?
I mean, I was so young, but back then also there was a very few processed things, right? Like there was really no. I remember when the first vegan cheese came out, actually.
Oh Lord.
Oh no.
I know.
Oh no.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Oh no. This was like.
No names.
No, I mean I don't even. Maybe no, I won't. But it was like rubber. It was like this block of orange rubber. This like in the '90s. It was nasty.
Oh, I think I know the one you're talking about.
This was in the '90s.
No, because my mom actually stopped eating meat. My mom went pescatarian when I was 13, and then she couldn't. None of us can really process dairy, so she did like soy milk and all of those things. I think I know the exact cheese that it was like government cheese.
I don't know where that came from, but anyways, I want to know, y'all, has being vegan affected y'all's relationships, like romantic, family, friends? You kind of spoke on it a little bit about your family. But what about for y'all?
I'm a jerk, so not really. Not really. I just like I'm people know like I really don't care. And kind of to go back on the other question of like what would I tell my younger self is be like, don't care what people think about you. If you know you're doing the right thing, you can't care what everybody thinks about you. And I think that goes right along with this question as well, because if you like, I'm still gonna be friendly with everybody. I can't tell somebody's a vegan from across the street. Yeah. I'm gonna be nice to everybody. But at the same time, if they find out I'm vegan and now they wanna, I don't know my cursing limit on here, so I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna reserve it for later on. I'm gonna reserve it for later. But if they just wanna be a jerk about it, then I know how to be a jerk back. But I pride myself on being nice to everybody. And whether it's being romantic or just somebody, people are people. Now, if they're closed off to the vegan notion, then now that friendship, relationship, whatever, is probably gonna dissipate. But if they're open to it and they wanna learn and they're not talking crap about my lifestyle, because that's another thing, like, you gotta watch the energy that's around you. Like, just because they not the same person as you, but if they thinking negatively about you, then no, we can't vibe.
For me, friend-wise, I would say no. And one thing is because I cook. Like, anybody who knows me, I cook all the time, pretty much every day. I love like everything. Smacking oxtail. I was saying friendships. No, meaning it hasn't. Being vegan hasn't affected my friendships because one, I cook all the time and my food is always good. It's just now it doesn't have animals in it. So I've been doing that since college. I always cooked Sunday dinner, whatever. And so people just like my food. So I've never had an issue with my friends because I've always been the one to be like, oh, you guys can come over here. I'm going to cook.
Introducing them.
And it really
Yeah, it wasn't even that.
Yeah.
It just,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
just cooking. People like free food and then it's delicious. So, now they don't really care. Some people, like a +1 might be like, oh, there's no chicken wings or what. And people know I don't allow meat. Yeah, I don't allow meat in my house. So you can't bring it in here. You can stand right at the door and eat the churches, but you can't cross
I love that for you.
You can't cross the threshold. Romantically, I would say it does make it a little bit more difficult. I don't tell someone I'm vegan straight out. One, because I feel like it becomes the topic of conversation. Now we're talking about it for an hour, and we don't have to do that. You don't even know my favorite color. Like we don't have to do that. And then I don't know. I don't know if it's bougie to say. I'm just gonna say it anyway. Like if you ate chicken and you try and kiss me, like I can't do it.
The smell of milk lingers.
And you have a smell, like body-wise, you get the meat sweats. I can't.
It's different.
So I think it's a little bit harder. I think dating in general is harder now because of the internet, because of just life how it is. But I think that added layer of like, and I don't want to say it like that because it's not like I'm looking down, but it's like you can't put your body in my body if you eat meat. I can't do that.
I'm there with you. I'm with you.
I kind of look at it differently because I don't think it should matter. Because if you're accepting people where they are, you got to accept them where they are. Because you didn't start out like that.
Facts.
So why are you going to say, and your parents didn't start out that way. Your parents didn't get together, they wouldn't have been here, right? So by just associating just because of the lifestyle you're living, you're kind of forcing that upon this person because now they're in your space. But they may be in your space for some type of learning that you don't even know about, but because you're automatically giving them a condition on which they have to be in your space. But they have to be who they are too. So it's kind of like, I look at it as like, now it's kind of, we really need to get to like acceptance of one another because nowadays there's so much division across the board. Now we got to create another part of the division.
Are you talking about friendships or friendships and dating?
Both.
Can't do it.
I mean, I found it very interesting. Recently, my life has become that all of my friends are vegan. Like, it's just easier to exist. To be honestly, it's just easier to like.
But wouldn't it be like that raised at home and you can't get out there and get with other people because you don't know how to interact with them?
I was homeschooled,
That's what I'm
so
saying.
and I turned out pretty
You
weird.
think so?
But I love my weird. No, I mean, I think there's a balance. I think, if I had a
Balance,
child,
that's the
I would
balance.
definitely tell them the truth. I'd be like, hey, just so you know, animals were put on this earth to live. Plants were put on this earth to eat and to heal you. You are more than welcome to make your choice. You're gonna feel some kind of way if you eat the animals, just so you know. This is what I do, this is what we do, have fun. They're gonna make their decision. And and that's the same way I would approach it in a romantic partner or even a friendship. I've had experiences where people, were vegan and then they decided, oh, I'm gonna try some chicken, and then they went back to eating vegan because you live by example, right? And then they kind of realize like, oh, actually I'm feeling better doing the vegan.
There's a part of your brain you have to kind of like turn off. And I know because I had to turn that off because when I was 7 and when I figured out what was going on and I saw all those videos, like I was devastated. I was a child who was devastated. I mean, I felt the weight of the world, the suffering of all those animals. Like for whatever reason, I was so connected to that. But to live in this world, I had to figure out how to turn that off enough so that I didn't go off the deep end because it was so painful.
Because there's people that have watched Earthlings, went
But they're
vegan,
keeping
but then
that
they go
brain-
back.
Oh, that's another topic. The people who be going vegan, going back, that's a topic of
I give you
debate.
kudos too, because I know you. It feels like 20-something years at this point, and you're very empathetic. Like you're an empath. For you as a kid to have to learn how to act like this doesn't bother me as much, because while adults might try to cater to you, kids are jerks. So
That's a fact.
But are they jerks or are they just
They learn from it.
they're just being themselves?
Yeah.
I'm like the quietest kid. Like I grew up in this little log cabin. I was potty trained in an outhouse. Like I'm very introverted. I was so shy. My parents had to like teach me to say hi to people. Like that's how shy I mean, I kind of still am, to be honest. But But the thing is, when it came to like being a voice for animals and like handing out, I was like wearing buttons in middle school with like the like boycott L'Oreal, you know, and I'm like, oh yeah, in like middle school, and then in high school I'm leading protests like at Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus. They took me because I was leading. I was like before I could drive, and my parents were dropping me off on the side of the road to sit in a cage. Because I was like, no, I got to go sit in a cage on the side of the road and show people how little room animals had, right? Like this was me as a kid.
I love it.
And then I'm leading protests at Ringling Brothers, and they took me to the back of the stage to see the animals, to show me that they were healthy. And I'm like, I don't understand why you're showing me these animals chained up and as if like that was okay. Yeah. Like it was so strange.
Because in their head, they're like, no, look, we're not beating them in front of you. Like it's okay.
Yeah, they're saying like the cages and the chains are just to keep them from running around.
Right. Yeah, it's for their own good.
Yeah, we have so many things that are conditioned to be normal. So
Yeah.
I wonder, what are some ways that we can organically introduce the idea of thriving as a vegan? You said food. I think you and I both connected on that. Like we show up with a plate.
Fitness is the first, because
yeah.
fitness now is so big that everybody's in the gym. Like I'm seeing people at 10 years old, 13 years old, working out. Like, so I think fitness is a real way where you don't necessarily have to, you just live by example.
Yeah.
You know, because I've never been that person to be like, I'm gonna shove this down your throat. You gotta do it. No, I just live by example. You see me and you're like, damn, okay, I guess it is possible. Because like you said, I have people that will say, man, people ask me and like, do you think I can do it plant-based? Like, well, actually, yeah, there's this guy, and this person doesn't have to be vegan, but they just know of me. They'll show it to someone like, yeah, you can. So I can coach you. You just have to follow what he's doing, you know, and you can look like it. So there has been some shift where people are now talking about me that aren't vegan to clients of theirs that are vegan, just to kind of give them the motivational and the inspiration that you can do it because he's doing it.
I also want to know, because we were talking about relationships, we're talking about romance a little bit, and I want to hear from each of y'all. Yeah, go ahead, go in.
Wait, where's this from again?
This is vegan Cuban cuisine.
Ooh, those are people right there.
Yes.
So good.
The flavor, the seasoning, the spice, the culture. Speaking of spice.
Wait, I wanted to hear what were you just
Yeah, I'm about to say it, brother. You about to find out, okay? Now, I want to know, do vegans make better lovers?
Duh, is water wet?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Because,
Dang, Tori said he don't know.
Cause he be outside, he be sampling too much.
because just because
Nobody's
you're
bigger
vegan,
than the program, Tori.
just because that's like I was on a program and they were like, you know, does being vegan make you a good person?
Ooh.
What? You can be vegan and still be a bad person.
You can eat all the kale chips you want. If you evil on the inside, you evil.
We know plenty of people like that. So just to say, oh, I'm vegan, I'm gonna be the best lover ever. Really?
Okay. Good perspective. Good perspective.
But also, real quick, I have seen where studies have shown that like people eating more animal protein tend to have issues with their you know. So that's
It's and the dairy be clogging up.
yeah,
some
and they don't know that that's what's causing them issues. But this is coming from people who eat that. And like they have videos that I watched and I was like, they don't even realize what they're saying because it's not against vegan. It's just them talking about their experience and what they had to change.
For better?
What's that?
I think personally,
We need a qualification
smells
sheet.
better.
Vegans taste better. I really think.
Oh yeah,
Taste,
for sure that.
Smell, juiciness, just health. To me, that's when it comes to lover. I think of healthy. Are they
Healthy.
Stamina. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta take a pill an hour in advance before.
ED, isn't ED like
No, I meet
ED
guys
is
my age all the time who are struggling.
from
and I'm
blood from your arteries clogging?
Yeah.
Mostly from meat.
So I think we can all agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say yeah.
Okay. Consensus. I love that.
I'm staying quiet.
We already got the Man Crush Monday.
Man, listen, the man crushes ain't letting me crack, so I can't. I have nothing to report back. I have no scientific data.
What do y'all do for pushback? Like when people be like, vegan is stupid, or like when people tell you like, nah, bro, you take testosterone. Like to your face though. Because you know they be
don't do it to our face. They don't do it to our
Oh,
face.
y'all never dealt with somebody
I've
in
only
person?
had one
Twitter
person.
fingers.
He was in, we were in the gym working out, and he was like, "You don't use nothing?" I was like, "No, man." He was like, Dang, bro, come on, man. You gotta use something because you can't look like that. No, man.
See what I'm saying? Like, we don't. The disrespect comes online when they're behind the curtain. They think they can hide. Yeah. No, nobody's. We've been to probably 50 cities around the world together, and probably more than that. Nobody's ever come up to one of us and be like, "Y'all lying. Y'all ain't vegan.
What
y'all
about
taking
y'all?
this."
I've dealt with that a little bit.
Really?
What about you? Yeah. No, people like.
I think it's our size too, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. They're like, because I get a lot of times when people see me in person, they're like, "Oh, dude." Like, well, first of all, they're like, "Dude, I didn't know you was that tall." Like, people think I'm like 5'4" online or something.
The opposite for me, because I think because my personality is big too. They're like, "You're so
Me too.
little."
People
I'm
think
like,
people realize how short I am.
we're all the same height on Instagram, okay?
We're all 5'5".
What's the pushback you get?
Okay, so like I was talking to this guy and I was like, "Oh yeah," he was like, "Wow." I told him my age, I'm 33. He was like, "Oh my gosh, you look so good." Like, dang. And I'm like, "Yeah, it's because I'm vegan." He's like, "Oh, vegan." Like, no, I need meat, I need this. And I'm like, well, I look good and you said something. So I don't know what to tell you.
Well, we've gotten that, though. I'll say that. Well, I need to eat my meat, but I don't think anybody's ever bashed us in person. Now, they'll talk about how they can't change. I'm like, and then we say it all the time. We're like, "I didn't ask you to."
Right.
Like,
That's the first thing you do. You say, "Well, you don't have to," because they want you to like push.
They want that argument. They want that argument.
But I think they're also used to those type of vegans that do that. They're like, "I can't hang out with you because you eat animals."
Right.
No, bye.
But being in the health and fitness industry in that realm, we're 3% of the population. Like, if we're 3% of the population, we can't live in a bubble. And I feel like the best way to encourage people is to be out there.
We're not doing good.
You can't hide behind the door and be like, "Man, I hope they go vegan out there." That'd be so cool, man, if they did it.
I just went to an event and they did a barbecue. So I and my friend, we were the only vegans there. So I was like, "Hey, the guy was like, "Yeah, don't worry, I got you," because they were doing like a barbecue. So they had like a grill or whatever. And I was like, "I need the vegetables grilled first," as I'm like, and so he shows me the vegetables and it was literally like 2 tomatoes and half of a red onion that he had. Like no mushrooms, no nothing, no seasoning. No seasoning. So I went inside, I pulled out the stuff and I was like, "Hey, can I use this stuff in the fridge?" And they were like, "Yeah." I pulled out the mushrooms, I'm putting curry, I'm seasoning on there, everything like that. He puts it on the grill, he cooks it, and I'm like, "Okay, we're eating it, we're making a sandwich." So then they start making they've got bacon wrapped asparagus and sausage and ribs and this and that. And so we're eating our food, and so the flies are swarming. So all these people like, "Oh my God, we can't get the flies off. This is so annoying." But I was like, "Yeah, it's almost like they're flying over a dead carcass. It's weird how you can't change the behavior of flies." And they were like, we're just eating ribs. I'm like, "Yeah, no, because flies are attracted to dead things. So no, I get it. That and poop. So I get it." And they were like, "Why are we talking about poop while we're eating?" I mean,
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
I
just want to make everybody uncomfortable. Like I'm like that in any situation where there's food. If the vegans are not going to be, everybody's going to hear about it. I'm going to make everybody uncomfortable. I will make you stop and pull over and go to the
make
store.
You laugh while you're uncomfortable.
I'm going to make everybody uncomfortable. It's my superpower.
We need people to do that because we need balance, right?
Yeah,
like
balance.
we need Tori's the complete opposite.
I think it's about planting seeds, and you don't know how long it might take and how many times somebody needs to hear it and in what way for them to one day it finally clicks.
And what's fascinating is I'm realizing right now as you're speaking, my fear turned into freedom. Like at a certain point it switched and I realized that I don't have to be afraid anymore. I get to be free to eat whatever I want to eat and honor my ancestors and my body. Whew, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like that's what I'm gonna do.
And I love how you said ancestors, because when people bring that up to me, they're like, "Well, my ancestors." I was like, "So you think your ancestors are proud of how you living right now?"
Why would you say that to somebody?
Because if they bring up their ancestors, I'm like, "All right, so you think they're proud of the way you eat and the way you living?" Like, think about it. Like, if they're gonna bring it into the conversation, you open the door. That door that I looked around the other, like, come in.
The same door.
They open that door. I'm coming in now. Like, but that's the thing. Is like, do you think your ancestors are proud, or people like, "Well, my grandmother lived to be 100, and this and that, and she ate meat every day. It's like, yeah, but did she tell you about the cocktail of pills she was taking as well?
Did she tell you about the pain?
Exactly. And one thing about our elders, which I think is a disservice to the next generation, they don't talk about their pain because they're taught to hide it. Yeah. So they don't tell you. Like my mom went through colon cancer, lymphatic cancer, and congestive heart failure. If it wouldn't have reached the surface, she would have never talked about it.
But they also don't associate it with what they eat.
Exactly. I think people think it's like a chore to be kind.
Yeah.
It's not a chore. It's like literally part of your everyday. It's a conscious decision.
As children, you went vegan as a child, but there's this analogy: if you put a rabbit or an apple in front of a child, what are they going to pick to eat?
Right. Yeah.
They're not going to start tearing apart the rabbit, and be like, yum.
Right.
No, they're going to eat the apple.
Exactly. And I was a butcher at one point, which is crazy. But I was a butcher. So like, looking back at it, I was so desensitized to everything. And there's so many people out there that have been basically brainwashed. I don't like to use the word too often, but that's what it is. It's the best brainwashing in the world is when the person doesn't realize it's happened to them. So that's what's going on. Like between the meat industry, the dairy industry, all these different, the food in general.
But they don't connect it either. Like I had worked at a summer camp and we took the kids to a petting zoo. And like I said, I like to make everybody uncomfortable. But we went to a petting zoo and they had like the chicks, the baby chicks. And so I was holding the chicks and then I was like, you guys like the chicks? They was like, yeah, we love the chicks. I was like, we should make these into chicken nuggets. They're like, no. We love the chicken. And I was like, no, but you guys love chicken nuggets. They're like, yeah, but not these chicken nuggets, the other chicken nuggets, the ones that are school. So for them, they haven't connected it. Of course, I got called into the office. I've been, reprimanded, but I wanted the kids to, because they had questions. I was vegan at the time. They're like, Miss, we don't ever see you eating the school lunch. Like, why do you do this? Yeah, because in their mind, a chicken tender is a chicken tender. It's not a chicken animal. You know what I mean? That's why they have those separate words. Oh, it's beef, it's pork, it's not a pig, it's not a cow. So when they make that, they're like, they don't want to be a part of that process. And I feel like just even when people say like, oh, you're forcing your kid to be vegan or blah, because my nieces, when they stay with me, they know there's no meat coming to my house, y'all vegan. They're like, oh, you're forcing that on them. I'm like, y'all are forcing them to eat meat. You don't think that's weird?
People don't see that because
it's weird.
It's just like, because the majority of the population eats that way, if you give them minority style food, they're like, why are you forcing them? Right. But you're doing the same thing. You're just giving them what everybody else supposedly is eating. And now that they're eating something a little different, it's like, oh, you're forcing them. But no, you were doing that anyway in that same household.
Well, it's just our whole society, right? Like Dr. Melanie Joy talks about it being normal, natural, and necessary. People think that it's normal, natural, and necessary to eat meat. It's like what we do.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. Your burger is not a circle of life. It's a circle.
Burgers. What is y'all's favorite vegan comfort food? Like I do love a vegan burger, but what is y'all's favorite go-to?
Sweet, Italian, Pura Vida is good.
Dropping
Shout out to Tara.
Pizza.
Shout out to Sunni.
Let me name drop.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, there's this, they call it something fancy on Rabbit and Wolf's website. It's called, I can't even pronounce it. No, I'm not gonna even pronounce it, but it's grits. It is grits with spicy tofu and peppers and onions, and it's got some vegan Parmesan in there and vegan butter.
What about you?
I'm a big mac and cheese person, and for my mom, it wasn't necessarily vegan. I had to still work on it and get it, but baked mac and cheese was like with that crusty cheese on the top.
I love nachos. Really? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's my go-to recipe. If
you actually got quite a few nacho recipes on your page, actually. Yeah.
Multiple different. I got Jamaican jerk nachos, Haitian nachos, Puerto Rican nachos. What kind of nacho you need? I got Christmas nachos. I just love the fact that it's gluten-free, and there's gonna be protein in there somehow. There's gonna be freshness, because I think, and I'm sure you understand this, every meal needs a carb, a meaty, a fresh, and a creamy. And nachos, just boom, boom, boom. It hits every.
Donuts. I don't have donuts. Donuts ain't got no.
Donuts? That's not a meal.
I can do that as a meal.
This man burns 10 million calories a day. He could live on donuts if he wanted to.
And vegan Cuban cuisine. Yes, I love that.
Anything
I love
Caribbean,
cultural.
honestly.
Yeah,
Anything Caribbean.
Going down the line, I'm like, you're not
Caribbean.
gonna mention the oxtail, Mr. Jamaica.
I know. But when I did have oxtail when I was younger, I didn't. It tasted good, but I felt sick after. It's like it always was that oily, something about it. It's like, ugh.
Well, you don't
It
have
was
to worry
good.
about that
but,
with mine.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know, of course.
Well, that's what's beautiful about like honoring the ancestors, right? Because like our ancestors, right? We have every culture, literally every single wherever we are from, there is a plant-based staple in that culture. No matter what, whether it's rice, beans, tofu, seaweed, bread, it don't matter.
Wild plantain,
Exactly.
green banana, provision, yam and dumpling.
I love to remind people, like, just so you know, when your ancestors couldn't hunt, because they didn't have factory farms, they did have to live off of rice and beans. How has being vegan affected y'all's life other than food? Like, more so with lifestyle?
I would say I'm much nicer.
You just said you're mean.
No, I'm mean to people that are mean. I'm mean to people that are mean.
He's saying that on camera. He's literally mean.
Okay, so it's made you nicer.
It's made me nicer, and it's honestly helped me to think more before I react. Like, yeah, I joke about being a jerk, but like literally, like I don't get as riled up as easily. There's situations where I literally almost got put in jail in high school because I went off on my coach in the middle of a game, and like, not security, police were called. Like it was bad. Like, so I would say literally like mentality has changed a lot. Like, and I'm more empathetic literally because I put myself in other people's situations a lot of times. Because at first I used to be like, oh, you ain't vegan? F you. Now I'm like, well, you know what, John, you was not vegan for almost 30 years yourself. So, all right, remember it took something for you to change. And I think that as the time goes on, your brain kind of unlocks those closed doors again. But you start to see things differently.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, please.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, for me, like the compassion for animals came first, but for people too, I have my master's degree in social work. So
Come on, master.
you know, just I care about helping beings that have, you know, their voices have been suppressed and they need support. So, but I think for me, it was like it's this ongoing journey. And for me, having compassion for myself was kind of the last thing to come. But it was something that I had to develop over the years and realize that I really was not offering myself the same compassion that I offered so naturally to animals and other people. So that's been kind of my journey.
I gotta say, for me, like I would literally always had this side of me that was very much in tune with wanting to help people, right? Helping people regardless of their regardless of where they come from. Just if they're in a situation where I see myself, where if my wife or my daughter or my sister or my son or my brother was in a situation and I wasn't around, that someone would help them out. And so it's like growing up at a time when it was okay to do that to now, when you do it, people are a little nervous because of the way you look, how your hair looks, or how you're perceived, and what's your agenda. So that was always me, helping people. So even when I created these different things to help people physically, and within where there's involved with exercise, I was very concerned about whether or not it would help them, because I wanted to be there to make sure that they actually did what was given to them, right? And if they didn't get the help they needed, did I do something wrong? So it's almost as if I had to recognize, so my lifestyle of being, because you know, you can apply a label to anything. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna be what that label says, because we throw labels around in order to make ourselves feel good, but the label doesn't define you. It's who you are as a person. So the lifestyle of being vegan basically intertwined with my compassion and kindness that I've always had for others and animals as well, because even though I went on to be an engineer, my first goal was to be a veterinarian, because I looked at veterinarian as being taking care of the animals. But when I saw how long it took to do it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do 8 years. So let me go the science route, because I like fixing things, making things better. And so it's the same thing when it takes that technical side of engineering into fixing the body, you know. But again, I can't push you to do it. You have to want it for yourself. So me being kind and wanting to help you, you have to also receive it, because I can give you a package, but if you don't receive it, the package didn't go anywhere.
For me, I definitely became more confident through my vegan journey, because when I first started, I was bulimic. And that's the main reason why I went vegan, was because I was really struggling with how I looked at myself in the mirror. I hated myself. I would be like, you're fat, you're skinny, you're not enough, you're this, da 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 da. And literally, my father had passed at this point in my life, and he was curious about eating vegan. And so maybe like about 1 year after my father passed, I was at a tailgate and I ate pretty much all this, but non-vegan. I was eating the pork, the chicken, the fish, the cheese, and I was gonna go throw up again. Literally, I was gonna go do what I do, which I thought was what you were supposed to do. And as I was going up the stairs, a voice spoke down to me and said, go vegan. And was it God? Was it my father? Was it the universe? Was it this present moment? All the above, yes, it was. And so in that moment, I literally was like, oh snap, I'm going to go vegan. And I never looked back. I never was tempted by anything at all, because it felt like it was bigger than me. And every year as I've continued to be vegan, and people have said crazy things to me, just like they've said crazy things to y'all, or told you, my parents saying, that's not gonna last, or people telling me I'm malnourished, or people telling me I'm fat, different opinions. Through it all, I've just become more solidified in my knowledge and the knowing of healing. And then I met people who cured their diseases. That, you can't stop me now. You cannot stop me. I will stand on eating plants. I will stand on it, because at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding. Give somebody just meat. Give them meat, just meat for their entire life. See what happens. Give somebody just plants. See what happens. The studies are there. Yeah. The science is there. It's not something that we have to be like, oh, I wonder what would happen. And since we are talking about diet, what y'all think about the carnivore diet?
It's a fad. I mean, I think it's a fad because, it's trending. It's anti. So anything that's negative or anti that causes and warrants and grabs attention.
Listen, Tori been vegan longer than I've even been on this earth.
Factually.
Okay, I ain't seen not one carnivore looking as good as Tori, who been doing it as long as him. And in fact, my father went carnivore and he got diabetes and cancer. He went fully carnivore and literally thought he was healing himself. And now he has missing body parts. And he still thinks that he's healing himself. So it feeds into the addiction. It allows you to be addicted to death and suffering. It gives you an excuse, and you're healing for like a year, right? There's a period of healing because you're not eating processed foods.
Right.
I think that's the bigger part about it.
That's it.
Trust me, I've done so much research about it because I'm a curious girly. At the end of the day, you can live in ignorance or you can wake up. Like, I don't care. I have people who've done carnivore and have gotten sick from it. Right. I personally went vegan, and I know people who have cured their cancer. So at this point, it's like, I respect your delusion, and I'll see you in 10 years.
I would say too, like, just to piggyback off of what Tori is saying, like, people don't take that into account. And I think with the carnivore diet, because of like the cholesterol and the fat levels, I think that's what makes it, outside of the non-ethical part, that's what makes it super dangerous, that people are not even considering of like, this is, very, very like dangerous.
You can't see what's happening, but the blood is not flowing.
The conversation is back. Like, I thought we were.
No, it's not.
It is.
When?
It is, because I listen to some of the world's like leading podcasts.
I think I know what you're talking about. They're talking about in the sense of it being bioactive. Yeah. It's not available. It's not good.
No, the protein conversation is back, and they are like in the biggest podcast realms and bringing it back, and they are forgetting when they talk about 2 hours on this podcast about protein. They are forgetting to talk about the package that protein comes in. They're just talking about the macronutrient protein, and then they are saying it's inferior, which is wrong. That animal protein is superior. It's wrong. It's freaking wrong. But it's back. That conversation is back.
That's crazy. I thought
back.
it was done.
I thought it was done too. It is back like hard right now.
People are gonna keep
and then that's what these
going.
Carnivores and all that are like, using that stuff to say, no, this is healthy because we need the protein.
Does anybody know the number one demographic of pharmaceuticals in this country? Like, who takes the most pharmaceuticals in the United States? Can you think of the demographic that does?
I think I know. Someone can answer.
No, if you
I
answer,
think
you
it's
answer.
animals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's animals because of the situations they live in. And this is, again, proof. It's not like we're emotionally saying that animals take more pharmaceuticals.
They're not having a choice.
They're in these situations where they have to pump them with all these pharmaceuticals to keep them from getting sick because they're literally living in the worst conditions that you can think of.
I think too is, people have their way of thinking of just like, I've had people even like Gray, shout out to Official Gray, who does vegan Thanksgiving. Yeah. He will always tell me how much he hates mushrooms. I was like, but you're eating the oxtail, it has mushrooms in it. You eat my ribs, it has mushrooms. He was like, no, those are different. That's not the mushrooms. But he was talking about like the plain white button mushrooms, but there's so many different variations. You might not, you might not like button mushrooms, but you might love oyster or king oyster or shiitake or whatever. And so it's like, if you only had, I always tell people when they're like, oh, vegan cheese, it doesn't matter. I'm like, I can guarantee that you've had bad chicken at least like 5 times in your life. You've had undercooked, you've had overcooked, no salt, too much salt. It did not keep you from eating chicken, but you have one vegan cheese, one way from one restaurant.
That one plate, they're like,
and then you're like, oh, I don't like vegan food. Like,
vegan burgers are terrible.
That's why, honestly, whenever I cook for people, I don't tell it's vegan. I'm just like, here, eat.
I never do unless they have an allergy.
And that's one of the keys where I talk about labels. You label it like this, they're gonna automatically have a disconnect because, all right, we know it's gonna taste different. But if they eat it and they're like, that was really good, you know it's vegan, right? And they're like, what?
I'm kind of curious, what are some ways that you can make being vegan, living vegan, thriving vegan accessible to people who are like, that's too hard? Do y'all have some ideas?
Accessible. I mean, I think we all said it before. People eat every day something that's vegan and plant-based all the time. And the thing is, it's just it's like disassociating them with the fact that it's complicated. Because I think that's what happened. It's really not a how, because they have to make the choice, right? Because they can see, people see what I eat all the time. It's simple. And they're like, that's it?
It's like the amount of times
but you're
and
different,
I think all of us probably gotten this one. It's like, oh man, I want to go vegan. I need a meal plan. I'm like, do you have a meal plan now? They're like, no. I was like, you think all vegans walk around with a meal plan? Like
mine's on my phone. Yours not on your phone.
But it's like, I think that's one of the things is that you gotta step back and be like, bro, sis, mom, dad, cousin, you eat vegan every day. But also that I think the protein propaganda's got them too. It's like, do you even know what protein is made of? Do you know the amino acids? Like when people try to get on me, I'm like, name me one amino acid.
And partly too, people's like, it doesn't have enough protein. Do you even know how much protein you need?
Y'all, this has been amazing. The food, the conversation, the vibes. Honestly, I think we should probably do this again. You know, just to really let people know what
you doing tomorrow?
What y'all doing?
The holidays is coming up. We could put something together.
Absolutely. Well, I'll see y'all next time. Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Thank you for having me. For real.
Oh, my gosh,
pleasure.
of course.
Pleasure to join Gabrielle's Corner.
Next time we going to cook it up, right? We going to shut it down for them, and we have a good time, y'all. Thank y'all so much.